Hey, what's up guys? Thanks for joining me for another video. Anyone who's been coming to my channel for Street Fighter information, I really do appreciate this. Right now I'm going to cover the Street Fighter update that was just, the preview that was announced a while ago. This is going to be a roundup of all the information that we know about the game and the upcoming, the upcoming patches for it. So I'm going to try to go over this information as quickly as I can. And also at the end of the video, I'll have my thoughts and what I think of the new changes and everything like that. And I'm going to start with the small changes and work up to the big changes. So, all right. So thanks again. Let's go and get this video started. All right, starting out, or more I should say, at the very end, we got a little sneak peek of Aura. He's looking pretty good. I'm really liking his design and everything. Of course, in Third Strike, he actually had one of his arms tied behind his back because he was so strong. He gave himself a disadvantage. In Street Fighter 5, looks like he's going to be carrying around a turtle, which is pretty cool. So he's still going to be fighting with one hand, but he has to balance out the turtle. And as you can see, one of the material that's floating around him is a little Blanca-chan little figurine, so that's pretty cool as well. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this. Hope we get more information about Aura as time goes on. Let's go ahead and get to the next one. All right, let's go ahead and talk about 11. Now, initially, I was one of those people that was kind of upset that we was getting 11 until I looked closer and saw that it said bonus content. So at this point, I am actually happy they're at it, 11. And the way he works is basically he will be a randomized character. Even after the select screen, his V trigger and V skill will be randomized, and you won't know who you got until the actual load screen. So it is a pretty cool idea they did with 11, and you can even see 11 in, I believe, Urian's story mode as well. And when you do play 11, you can actually see the character look kind of like a bubblegum style to the character, and it even changes their voice a little bit as well. So definitely I enjoy the addition. Yeah, let's go ahead and go to the next. And real quick, it looks like the release date, going from IGN's website, the release date for this is going to be February the 22nd, and that's the day right after the Capcom Cup. And so if you want to check out the tournament for Capcom Cup, that actually starts on February the 19th and ends on February the 21st. So yeah, we're going to be getting this update relatively soon, so I believe with this update, we're going to be getting Dan, 11, and I believe some costumes and stuff. So yeah, super excited. All right, next let's go ahead and talk about the prices and the DLC for season 5. So it looks like they're gonna have two different bundles, either the Primo Pass or the Character Pass. You can either, well, no matter which pass you get, it will include the 5 characters, which is Dan, Rose, Aura, Akira, and the mystery character. I mean, the default costumes for Dan, 11, which is also bonus, and looks like 2 themes for your wallpaper for PlayStation 4 and the PC. So yeah, the character pass is basically the bare bones of everything. I think if you get the character pass, you will probably end up getting like some titles, but with the premium pass, you end up getting 26 costumes, 2 stages, all the colors and extra colors for Dan and stuff like that. 100,000 fight money. So if anyone who hasn't got all the characters, I don't know anyone now, but if you still are trying to get characters and stages and stuff like this fight money was coming handy. And it'll come with 5 profile themes and 8 titles. So yeah, definitely a lot with the premium pass. I feel like anyone who's still getting content for this game, they're probably gonna go ahead and just go all out and get all the content. We've already got looks at some of the costumes. Dan, he's rocking this really crazy looking costume. Like always, I mean, it's Dan, why wouldn't he be rocking a crazy costume? He also have I can't remember, anyone in the comment section, if you know the mask that Dan is wearing in this costume, I forgot the name of it. We also can't forget about the designer costumes. The winners for that one was Juri, and surprisingly even the second place winner for the the most votes was also Juri. I don't know if they're gonna give her both of the costume slots, but this one right here had the most votes, so I'm sure this one will make it into the game. And we even got a little visual better shot of Manat, you know, my girl Manat. Her costume looks really good as well. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of content that's coming in season 5. So let's go ahead and go to the next. All right, balance changes. So I'm not gonna be going in depth or anything like that. This is just information I was able to find and what I was able to make out in the video. So let's go and start out with my boy Alex, one of my mains. It was really tough to tell, but either they gave a little bit of more floating animation with his medium slash, but after looking through over all the content, it does look like his EX air knee smash is a little bit faster, so it has a chance to jungle after a medium slash elbow. So this is good for Alex. Hopefully he does get a few more buffs, because I know he can definitely needs it. Next is Bridie. His crouching heavy punch now crush counters on counter hit, which is pretty cool. And going from the video, it looks like you can even delay the second hit of the heavy punch. So hopefully this opens up more combos with his V trigger too. And you know, we'll have to get more information about what you can do about that. Next, Chun-li, one of my favorites. Her V skill 2 is +4 on hit now, and it used to knock down, but now in the season 5 update, it looks like it will no longer knock down. Next we have Ed. He actually got some interesting changes. His V trigger 2 now guard crushes, so you cannot V reversal it. So that means, because you know that messed up a lot of his pressure whenever he activated his V trigger 2, you can just guard reversal and get him off of you. So looks like you can no longer do that. And even if you block once he does V trigger 2, and it looks like it has less pushback, so you are in grab range after it. So yeah, Ed definitely got some nice buffs. Going on to Ibuki. Looks like her V trigger 1 bomb now has a hitbox before it explodes. So the initial V trigger 1, when you activate it, when she throws the bomb out, it actually has a hitbox, and also when it blows up, it also has a hitbox as well, obviously. And looks like the detonator time for the bomb explodes a little bit quicker. So you know, who knows, I'm pretty sure once people get in the lab, they'll find some cool setups for Ibuki. Next, Juri. So Juri got some pretty interesting changes, and changes to that will really help out her V trigger 2, which I actually like playing as. So V trigger 2 on activation, it will build all of her Fuha stocks. So all the 3 specials, the light, medium, heavy, it builds all those on activation. The heavy Fuha launches opponent higher after the hit, so that's gonna grab some more combo potential with that. The heavy Fuha can actually cancel into a super at the end of the move. So the patch right now, in order to do the super, you have to do it right when the heavy Fuha actually connects with your opponent. But it looks like in the season 5 winter update, you can actually connect it at the end of the move. So that's gonna be pretty cool. Let's go on to Necalli. Necalli actually got some that's really gonna help him out as well. It looks like these are all pretty much buffs, which is good. Buffs is good. So yeah, did I say Necalli? I meant Kage. Kage, he can chain light attacks into his EX Tatsu now, so that's good. And it also provides some better Oki on their wake up. So Necalli already. Why I keep saying Necalli? Why I keep saying anyway? Kage already had some good pressure beforehand, so this is just gonna make his pressure a lot better. And going on to Nash. Nash, his V skill 1 is plus. Looks like no, not plus. His V skill 1 pulls your opponent in towards Nash, so it opens up more combo potential. All right, let's go on to Necalli. That's what I kept saying this whole time. So Necalli, he got some really interesting changes as well. His V trigger is no longer infinite. It has 2 bars. So I'm pretty sure they did that so he can actually use the new V shift, I believe that's what it's called. They want to give him more opportunities to use that new ability or that new mechanic. Excuse me. The V trigger 1 move, his V trigger 1 move can when you can actually cancel it from his stomp. So yeah, and with Necalli, his V trigger 1 and his V trigger 2, he has 2 separate moves in both triggers. Looks like when you perform the stomp move, you can actually cancel it into his V trigger 1 move. And also they added a hitbox for his V trigger 1 move while it's going up, and when it goes down, it hits your opponent and put them in a juggle state. So yeah, those are definitely some good changes. Well, I wouldn't say good, we'll have to see. I'm kind of curious of how it's gonna affect Necalli. Going at Ryu, a really wacky, I would say wacky, but it reminds me from the Street Fighter Cross Tekken game. Well, so if you do a heavy kick and it hits your opponent in a counter hit, it'll put them in a juggle state. So that's gonna be pretty cool right there. Like I said, it reminds me of Street Fighter Cross Tekken. And also the Shoryuken can be canceled into a new V trigger attack. I don't know too much about this move. I've only seen it from the winter update video, but it's something that's going to have to be explored a little bit more. And Sakura, I guess not, and we got one more. Sakura, her down heavy kick acts as an anti-air, and also when you hit your opponent out the air, it puts them in a juggle state as well. So it looks like she can combo a Shoryuken right afterwards. So more, I wouldn't say more combo potential, but it may help her out because right now her only anti-air, or her main anti-air, is her crouching heavy punch. So this right here would probably give her more damage from anti-airs. So I appreciate this little small buff for her. And Zangief, now this has got me pretty interested to try Zangief out again. You can actually cancel his lariat into his V trigger 2 on hit. They haven't really showed us if it's how far you can cancel it, if you can cancel it late into the hit, or if it has to be early to cancel it into V trigger 2. But it looks like you can actually pull off some really decent combos with his lariat now. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty interesting. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about our joke character Dan. Going from his arsenal, he's not going to be that strong, but I think that's kind of the point of the joke character. He looks like he's going to be really fun to play though. Going from his moves, they're kind of stubby with not that much range, but his hard attacks do actually have range, like his hard punch and his standing hard kick, which, if I'm looking at this correctly, it looks like his standing hard kick is actually special cancelable, which there's not too many attacks in the game, none that I can think of right now, any hard kicks or standing hard kick moves that can be special canceled. So this could actually be pretty beneficial for Dan. It's going to be some mix-ups. Let's look at his V skill. So his V skill look like his V skill 1, where it kind of adds like a taunt or like a roll. So if you're on the ground, it looks like you'll do a roll. You can actually cancel his fireball and do his V skill, which there may be some trickery right there. If you do his V skill while he's in the air, he does this funny looking taunt that adds like a hitbox to his elbow, and it doesn't look like the move is that punishable going from some of the video footage I've seen. If it is punishable, it's probably like -3 or something on block, but all this as V skill. If it hits your opponent, I believe even if it doesn't hit your opponent, just doing it out and about, it adds V meter. So that's good for Dan, and that also applies for his V skill 2. His V skill 2, no matter if it hits your opponent or not, it does add V meter. And the special trick with this V skill, looks like you can cancel many of your attacks, if I'm not mistaken, many of your normal attacks with his V skill 2. So for example, what you would do his standing hard punch, do his V skill 2, and cancel the V skill 2 into another standing hard punch, which sounds kind of wacky, but yeah, it looks like you can actually do 2 standing hard punches with this, and it works with other moves obviously. So it sounds like this V skill will give him a lot of combo potential, which is pretty cool. Going on to his V triggers, his V trigger 1 is by far the funniest thing. This Dan is the only character in the game to actually have a 1 bar for a V trigger. It looks like it adds just like a his super fireball, which doesn't really have that much range, and even if you charge it up, it doesn't have that much range. But yeah, if you charge up the fireball from his V trigger 1, If they get hit with it, it adds a wall bounce, which is pretty cool. And if they block it, it adds a guard break. So I don't see how anyone can probably, well, I mean, who knows? People fall for random stuff all the time online. So I'm pretty sure someone will get hit with it. So his V trigger 2 looks like that one adds more of a special element to his fireball and his Shoryuken. It strengthens both of those moves up. It doesn't look like it strengthened his other attacks, his other specials, not from the footage I've seen. So yeah, it adds more hits on his fireballs, and like it travels slightly further, and his Shoryukens come invincible, fully invincible. So yeah, definitely looks like going from both V triggers, they're gonna, I think it's kind of odd. I'm not sure which one I would pick in those situations, but they both look like they might be fun to use. So yeah, that's Dan in a nutshell. On to the next topic. So let's go ahead and cover Rose. I was actually pretty speechless most of the time when they were talking about her. She does look good, just like I'm not sure what's off, but just something just feels off. Going from her move list, obviously she's definitely going to be a zoner. She feels like a little bit of stronger zoner, kind of like Chun-Li, but with more fireballs and just more fireball capabilities than Chun-Li, of course. So going from her move list, she has her normals have a lot of range, of course, like Chun-Li. She even has like a little slide that goes underneath fireballs, which they didn't show that, but they didn't show her using it under a fireball, but I'm pretty sure it goes under fireballs. Her special moves looks like there's only 3 special moves that I saw. Looks like the Soul Spark, which, you know, I count that as 1 because you can do it in the air and do it on the ground, so I just count that as 1. So yeah, not too many characters. That's definitely new to her arsenal, being able to shoot fireballs in the air, so that's gonna be pretty strong for her. Of course, she has her, this is kind of like a Monot's special, but this time it just it detonates on her own, where she puts a orb out on the field, and you know, of course, depending if you do light, medium, or heavy, it will place the orb in that designated area. And she also has her anti-air, where it's basically her soul grab or whatever it's called, and she just throws her scarf, grabs the opponent, and slings them back down. It looks like the EX version of it. I'm not sure if this is actually part of the move or if this is her soul spiral, all just from a different aspect of it. So doing the EX version of her soul grab anti-air move, she'll grab her opponent, throw them against the wall, does like a little wall bounce. Then when the opponent comes back, she did the soul spiral. So I'm not sure if that's all just one move or if you can actually do your own combo, and if soul spiral is just another move they just didn't cover. I doubt they forgot to cover a move, so maybe soul spiral is just part of her anti-air. You guys let me know in the comment section. But yeah, and going from her V skill look like it's gonna be pretty interesting. In her V skill 1, she can actually charge up her V meter. So I mean, I doubt her opponent or your opponent will let you do something like that, but it's still pretty cool nonetheless. And she actually adds either a debuff to her opponent or adds a buff to herself when it comes to attributes. And she uses those terror cards that, you know, that was on online, it was on event hubs as well. And you can see when she buffs herself, you can actually see the terror card is actually Zangief's card, and you even has like the number above the top of the card. And whenever she nerf or debuff their opponent, you saw it was Barlog's terror card. So I'm not sure if this means anything, if it, you know, if they're just randomized cards and they just pop up randomly, or if each character has, like, I don't know, some special. I doubt they went to that trouble of having each character have their own type of buff and debuff and stuff like that. But you know, there's something to think about if each card has some type of you know, special attribute for it. So just something to think about. So going on to the V skill 2, it looks like her Ultra from Street Fighter 4 comes back, and she has her it looks like her Soul Satellite. Yeah, her Soul Satellite, that's what it's called. So if you press it once, she'll just summon one orb. If you press it twice, she'll summon the second one, or I think you can actually hold it and summon both of them. They do go away over time, so it's not completely strong. Like I remember back in the day in Street Fighter 4, I was haunted by those little floating orbs that was just flying around, because she can still grab you before the orbs hit you. It added a lot of mix-up and stuff like that. It was a nightmare. So having it as a V skill too, I'm kind of curious. It looks like Rose isn't gonna be an easy character to deal with, I don't think, especially when these master players get a hold of her. I think she's gonna be pretty strong. And going over her V trigger, looks like with the V trigger 1, it gives her special abilities where she's actually able to teleport. So I'm not sure if there's anything more to do with that. Hopefully there's more stuff you can do with that. But yes, you can actually teleport backwards, forward, or above your opponent. It doesn't like you can teleport behind them. So this may give some type of mix-ups. I'm not entirely sure just yet. But with the V trigger 2, now that one has me surprised. This is a little throwback to the Street Fighter Alpha days where it had Vism. So it looks like if you do the V trigger activated, she has like a little shadow of herself, and it does more damage, or it extends the combo with certain moves. So I never really was good with the Vism in Alpha, so I didn't actually use that mechanic that much. But I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some nasty setups and nasty combos with this. So yeah, she's looking like she's gonna be pretty strong, I'm not gonna lie. All right, so now what everyone is talking about, everyone's going crazy about, is the V-Shift new mechanic. So going from the winter preview videos, looks like this V-Shift can be done in just your normal state. You don't have to be in blocks, any type of block stun or anything like that. You can just do it whenever you want to. It takes up one bar of your V meter, and it dodges attacks. The developers actually say it dodges body attacks, but you can clearly see it dodge a crouching medium attack too. So I'm just gonna say for right now, it dodges all attacks and projectiles, and puts you in like a invincible state until the animation is over with. And looks like it is basically a way for people to get out of flowchart styles where they're just being pressured and mixed up non-stop. They even added a new additional mechanic to the V-Shift. This one is called the V-Shift break. So it looks like while you're in the slow animation, because if you successfully dodge a move, it'll initiate like the slow motion state. If you press, well, they actually didn't show the buttons you press for it, but if you do the soul break, not soul break, I'm thinking about Rose again. If you do the V-Shift break move right after the slow motion, or the initial slow motion attack, you actually perform a attack, and you're actually able to punish your opponent. So this move is actually pretty, I think it's kind of hard to say for right now what I think about it. If you made it this far, I'm gonna go ahead and go over my thoughts of the information we got here. So just starting with the V-Shift move, the mechanic they added. It's nothing crazy. I don't think it's anything, well, it is crazy to extent. So this move was actually in Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 4, well, I wouldn't say this move, but like the ability to have a backdash that's invincible was in Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 4, some of the characters had a notorious strong backdash, and just, yeah, Rose was one of those characters in Street Fighter 4. Of course, they had to nerf backdashes eventually, but at one point, backdashes in Street Fighter 4 was crazy strong, and they were invincible to many different attacks. So it kind of reminds me of just the new V-Shift move that they added, or the mechanic they added. So I actually hated the backdash whenever it was too strong. Eventually, when they weakened it, or they actually gave it I guess like a weakness or whatever, I actually didn't mind it. But initially I hated the backdash, invincibility backdash in Street Fighter 4, just because some characters can just do that in the entire match, and it'd be so difficult for you to catch them. And some characters had really good backdashes, like Rose. She can like literally just backdash all day and you can't catch her. So with this, obviously you gotta use meter, so you gotta use your resources, so you can abuse it. So that's good. So I do see the benefits to it in the game, since the simple fact that some characters just have this these setups that you're not sure how to get out of, or you're not sure how to dodge or defend yourself against. Defend yourself against. So this V shift will help with that. So I can see this. Some people saying it's going to hurt grappler characters. Some people saying this is going to help grappler characters. You know, turtle characters. It could, like, who knows exactly who this is going to benefit for. Like right now, it's a universal tool for everyone, but it was always difficult for certain grappler characters, like obviously like Zangief, to get in on your opponent. So if your opponent really wanted to, they can just save their meter and just keep using and just use the V shift whenever they felt threatened or felt like they were going to be grabbed. It's definitely gonna be something that I'm gonna be playing around with in the lab. I'm gonna be trying out Zangief to see if this is gonna hurt him tremendously or not. Going with, like, so talking about Rose and Dan, I'm actually really liking the characters. I never really cared for Dan, but he does like, he's gonna be fun to play. So yeah, anything that adds more variety to the game, I'm all for it. Rose look like she's gonna be pretty exciting to play. Look like she's gonna be, I don't think she's just gonna be like just a character that's added and people forget about. Something tells me that Rose is probably gonna be in the spotlight for a while, in tournaments at least. That's just initially what I think. Any character that's playing turtle characters right now, they may look at Rose. So I'm kind of liking her design. Hair looks kind of weird and stuff like that. But all overall, I do like Rose. Her overall design. And right now, I think we're just excited for February the 22nd. I can't wait to get my hands on this. You know, can't wait to get more information about Aura and Akira. I really can't wait to play those characters. But yeah, that's gonna be it. This video went way longer than I thought it would go, so sorry about that. But if you did, like I said, you made it this far, really do appreciate it. You know, if you liked the video, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Again, I'll be putting out more content like this, for more Street Fighter content and stuff like this. So yeah, thanks again for watching, guys, and take care.